Coming up on Hold All Tickets, it is a massive Group 1 day coming your way from Caulfield. And Lamby, the Blue Diamond looks near on impossible.
It does indeed. I'm going with a 30-1 chance in that. Also like one at each way odds in another one of the Group 1 features.
And Pegs, in the Oakleigh Plate, you're with a Sydney sider.
I am with a Sydney sider who's accumulated over $4 million of prize money, but still never won a Group 1.
It must be nice. And his broadsiding's reputation on the line, this preparation, all of that and much more coming your way on Hold All Tickets right now. Hello and welcome to Hold All Tickets. It is Thursday, the 20th of February, and this is the first massive day of Group 1 racing coming your way this weekend, headed by Caulfield. Group 1's galore there. And of course, at Rosehill Gardens, we have the Silver Slipper, which is probably the most interesting race of the day, and the Hobartville Stakes for the 3-year-olds. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly. We've changed up the seating plan for one of many reasons. We'll get into that later. James Lamb just taking up the spot on your far left on screen. Lamby, how are we, mate?
Very well. Looking forward to 3 Group 1s at Caulfield this Saturday.
And the man in the middle, some would call him Malcolm, I just call him Xavier Pegum. Pegs, how are we, mate?
Oh, it's very good, very good. I am fantastic. Not 1, not 2, but 3 Group 1s at Caulfield. I'm very excited.
Of course, we do have our sponsors at BoomBet to thank for bringing you Hold All Tickets. Great fixed odds, more value and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. Before we get rolling, make sure you get around us on social media. Of course, YouTube is where you get all of our videos, plus pitching punters may for the upcoming autumn season. Somehow we let Wally into the offices yesterday. I don't think we let him in. I think he snuck in. Don't know how. Anyway, Facebook, Instagram, and X, of course, are at Punters. You'll see everything that we're doing there, much to the chagrin of some jockeys at the moment, apparently. Anyway, we need to get into the racing this week. But Pegs, you've been up and about this week because Caulfield are back to the traditional mounting yard slot from now on, thanks to Kanga.
Yes, no, Kanga can. No, I went down and had a look on Gallops, and the closest we really got to that mounting yard that'll be presented on Saturday. We saw a few horses go around. It looks great. I think it's good that they can pull their hand up and just say, we got this wrong, and we're going back, and we move on from there. So no, it was really good to see, and good to see they've got a bit of innovation about them. They're putting a big marquee on that. Well, what do you call it now? The old mounting yard. Now that it's
new mounting yard.
The old new mounting yard. So no, it's really good. There was a great buzz there the other day, and I'm really excited. I wish I was trackside Saturday.
All right, I like it, Pegs. He's up and about. I love it. But Lamby, this is your time to shine, mates. We've had plenty of self-trumpeters. The good horses come back. We get closer to footy, the juices start flowing, and there was a fair bit going on over the weekend.
It was 10 votes this week. We'll start with a couple of singles down to fine leg. 1 vote for Bruce Clark. Posted a Lightning Stakes throwback video of Black Caviar's wins and the post-race scenes after those wins. He just happened to be holding the mic and conducting the interviews in those videos. So little 1 voter for some self-insertion from Bruce there. Not his first time. So
First
he's probably
vote this season, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Snowy.
That's what I thought. 1 vote, Shane Churlio, a bookie these days. Still does some stuff for Betfair. Had atomic time as his lay in Queensland last Saturday. It duly bit the dust at very short odds, and Shane got around himself post-race with "They ran at me," talking about punters wanting to back it. We bet $1.70 at Star Sports, BSP $1.52, hashtag Queensland rules. A good lay, and he let everyone know about it. 3 votes, Xavier Pegum.
This is BS. This is such garbage.
Thinking he's Lloyd Williams because he owns a few hairs on a few nags. Direct quote to one of our superiors here in the office.
Okay.
You're talking to a listed race-winning owner here. I would much rather win a Wagga Cup than a Darwin Cup.
Okay.
You could have your right of reply now.
I'll have my right of reply here. This is such garbage. I take a 1, but 3.
So repeat
Like
offender.
3 because, it's not your first indiscretion.
No, it's BS. Right, it's garbage. I'm not Harley Reid here. I shouldn't be clocking those votes. Well, he didn't even really clock votes.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I might upgrade this given the rebuttal.
Yeah, no, it was because Dan starts harping on about how he's a Darwin Cup winner. He's like, yeah, but you're not a Darwin Cup winner, mate. And to be fair, when the sentimentality, I'm not a Darwin Cup winner. That is correct. But the sentimentality of a Wagga Cup win, I am a Wagga Cup winner.
Did you or did you not say you're talking to a listed race-winning owner here?
If you just dropped the Wagga Cup part, it would have been fine, but the listed race winner just really...
Yeah, you've got to put the man in his place.
Okay.
Got to add some prestige there.
That was good.
I wouldn't be saying too much if I was you, Alex Donnelly. For the 5 votes, I won't say who they're going to just yet.
Oh, God, this feels like me.
Now, Xavier knows this. Most people know this. When it comes to the comment section on articles or videos and you're part of the content, generally the best thing to do is to stay out of there. Don't get involved as there is very little upside. The man to my far left, that's no longer you now. That's the man to my far left.
On the screen, the far
Alex
right.
Donnelly
God
got
damn it.
sucked into the comment section on YouTube last week and decided to bring a trumpet with him on his adventure below the line. Responding to a commenter who called Alex and presumably Xavier and myself, because we were also on the video, armchair experts, Alex replied with this little doozy. I may be an armchair expert, given I have been around racing all my life, have worked with horses, and am the son of a Group 1 winning trainer. That's a 3-pronger.
Did Dad train a Group 1?
Yeah.
Trumpet trident from our man. 2 votes for the first couple, 3 for my dad's a trainer. So in total, 5 voter. Probably lucky to get away with 5, to be honest. So
First votes of the season.
8 votes for you two there.
Yeah. We hold ourselves accountable, so we can't miss there.
Son of a Group 1 winning trainer. I did enjoy
I'm just
that.
missing the couple votes for Dan Secchi,
You won't
but
believe
that's
who
okay.
ratted you out either.
Who?
Very unlikely source in the office. I won't give it away. But maybe off air.
Yeah,
I'll tell
okay.
you.
There might be some stern words said after the show then. But yeah, that is the Self-Trumpeters of the week. Okay. Miles
How is
Fitzner.
Tom Clark going?
It wasn't Tommy.
Yeah, Tom from Punters. No, he's in the he's usually in the blog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's usually in there. But 22 votes, Miles Fitzner.
Unlikely source.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to your guesses.
14 votes for Xavier Pegum. The Hawk, Andrew Hawkins on 12. Jacko Oldham on 6. Josh Ando on 6. And then there's a whole bunch of us, including myself and our esteemed boss, Adam Brett, on 5. So big race heating up for
5-pronger.
Self-Trumpeters this season.
Right.
All right. Before we get into last week's results, we need to mention that Thoroughbred Sales is the #1 online horse platform for owners looking to buy a racehorse with over 130 trainers and syndicators to choose from. Horses will be eligible to run in their new $4 million race series with over 400 races. Having a bonus, check out Thoroughbred Sales today. All right, boys, let's get into the results from last week. As I'm about to cough, Lamby, your best bet at Flemington was Fancify.
Yes, it was awful, but I was on track. And it was wild, like 5 minutes before the race. It was a windy day, but 5 minutes before the race, it was blowing a gale. There were like umbrellas going across the lawn, and Fancify ran into that wind and stopped as if shot. But there were excuses there, so I will forgive that effort, as bad as it was.
Yep. Your next best was Rise Up Dawn. Well done.
Yeah, that was a good win. Very nice ride. Gave up the lead, had a nice little suck run in behind and was too strong in the straight. And now goes to the All-Star Mile.
Ooh, I like it. And your best value, my brother's keeper.
Did not travel a yard. I don't know if it was the conditions or not, but was under pressure a long way from home and just whacked away. Disappointing effort.
And Xavier, your best bet was Growing Empire, and he still looks like he's figuring out this racing caper.
Yeah, no, we were all a bit bullish. I mean, myself, I guess. I think I wouldn't say Lamby was. I would say Lamby was bullish, but he tipped it. Yeah, just really disappointing. I think everyone was really excited about those 3-year-olds, but yeah, just didn't happen, did it? So I don't forgive actually.
Okay.
But obviously still a quality horse.
Yep.
So
Next best was Sneaky Sunrise, lobbed in a third. Did start 550, so if you had something each way, you might have collected.
yes, if you did, I didn't. No, but yeah, Sneaky Sunrise first up ran reasonably well.
Yep.
We know the quality of this horse, so I'm gonna still keep it in the black book. And no, it's ran all right.
And I think Far Flung can come out of the black book.
Far Flung can go to the Trotters. No, that's harsh.
That's a bit rude.
No, it is a bit rude. No, there was a part of maybe about 300 metres to go. I thought he starting to quicken up a little bit. I thought, we're on for a place here. Just wasn't there.
At Roundwick, my best bet was Sunshine in my pocket. It was scratched, so I didn't lose. My next best was Peloton. I could not have enough money on this at the 300 metres when Zach Lloyd popped over heels. Shaggy, the battlers from Kringle Stud and the boys just went, nah, see you later. They've knocked back a very, very large offer from Hong Kong.
Do we know
How much? Oh, it's in the 7s.
Oh.
Yeah, so we said no. I'd be selling, but that's just me. And my value bet was Tashi. There was a bit of money around for her, loomed up, but didn't go on with it. And I think we can put Tashi in the bin.
Followed you in there too.
Yeah, I know. I was feeling all right when she sort of over the rise. She was sort of to get going and then just didn't really quicken up there. So it was a bit disappointing. All right, Pegs, we will go to Chris from Boombet. You've got the email, mate. Hit us up with what Chris has for us this week.
Yes, Chris and I have been in touch during the week. He kept calling me up, Pegs, let's go for beers, this and that. I'm like, Chris, calm down. Let's be professional here. No, Boombet have given us some lovely offers starting at Caulfield in race 1. We've got Ponderlowy All the Rage, multiple sharp bets in from $4.45 to $4. Race 4, Lofty Arch has seen some action, but looks about a fair price, and the market clearly likes that Antropicus. They expect Shad Havard to be backed in closer to the race, so could be some value around $7 there with Boombet. Race 7, all about Mr. Brightside. I think we all are, really.
Yeah.
So, okay, interesting. We'll get to that in a second. Around the $2 price seems fair at the moment. Doesn't look to be any real obvious speed that could cause it a problem. That could favour I Wish I Win, and we feel that could see some support in the market. Heading to race 8. Now, according to Boombet, the biggest liability is now on a roughie Autumn Mystery at around $60. Miss Celine, another at long odds to have attracted a good bit of money. The sharpest early bets have come for Tempted, which for us feels slightly under the odds. Cherish Me and My Gladiola are the 2 runners they see as having the best value and could attract market support below $7. And lastly, at Caulfield, race 9. There's been a bit of interest with Jimmy Star backed in from 14s to 10s, and a lot of action on Espionage, which is their biggest liability. Moving forward to Rosehill, race 3. Plenty of interest on Winston Hills at $5.10, which is now into $4.75, and could get shorter, although Stepside looks the favourite according to them. And race 8, Broadsiding seems well under the odds for them, and Public Attention appears to be at massive value at anything over $4.50. So what do we say every week? Great fixed odds, more value and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom.
Which then leads us to this week's boom odds offer from Boombet. Broadsiding $5 the win. So they talking the talk, they're going to walk the walk. So if you want $5 about broadsiding to win, head to Boombet. Of course, terms and conditions apply. Check your account for how much you can have on. Of course, gamble responsibly. All right, boys, 3 Group 1s at Caulfield. It is going to be hot. It's potentially going to be windy, so that it makes it quite hard to tip on a Thursday morning. But the Futurity Stakes is the first of them. Weight for age 1,400 metres. Brightside is all the rage. How are we looking at this one?
I think even if it is hot and windy, it won't affect Mr. Brightside too much. He's pretty bomb-proof. He's tough as old boots, and he's a bit more match fit after that clash with another Will in the All Stakes last start. They put roughly 5 lengths on the rest, and another Will had the drop on him there, had the cold sit, and was just a little bit too strong. Drawn wide again, but I think Willow just rolls forward, as I think Chris mentioned in his email. There's not a heap of speed here, so he should just be able to get across without too much effort and hopefully slot in for a little bit of cover. I think it'd be too good. The real query is I Wish I Win, who we haven't seen trained as a middle distance horse for the last couple of seasons. I don't think we've seen him over this sort of trip since Golden Eagle.
Think you might have, didn't he run first up in a 1,400 metre race before the Everest? He just sat on the fence.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been over a mile or even 1,500 since the Golden Eagle. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, interesting to see what he does. But I'm with Mr. Brightside.
Pegs?
Yeah, certainly with Mr. Brightside as well. Sort of not to really knock a lot of the group. I mean, I Wish I Win, obviously fantastic horse, but just looking at the full group, I think it's quite clear that Mr. Brightside has the most amount of class out of this field. Obviously draws the car park, which isn't fantastic, but like we said before, Willow would just lead from the front, and I think Mr. Brightside, like you mentioned, tough as old boots, should get the job done.
I'm going to have a tickle on Tommy Kitten each way, just from the barrier. Just thinking,
A little suck run in behind.
Good on you.
just smother it up at about $3 the place. I reckon I'll get some money.
$3
there.
a place.
He's $26 for the All-Star Mile too, Tom Kitten.
Yeah.
Apparently that's where he's going.
Well, if he's going there second up, he'd have to be running well here. So maybe a little something on him in the All-Star Mile. All right, let's get to the Blue Diamond. It is the feature race at Caulfield on Saturday. Interesting race. This looks impossible. I'm glad I'm not tipping.
That's what I thought when I looked at it. I thought anything could win this. So that's why I'm happy to go with a roughie in Miss Celine. Around 30-1 as we record. So very nice odds.
Yep.
Good behind Palm Angel in the prelude last start. I don't think there was only 2 lengths between them that day. I don't think there should be such a huge gap in the market. Palm Angel's drawn a lot better, but I think in this race they will be swooping out wide, so I'm just relying on McNeil to find a bit of cover and hopefully produce a peach of a ride. The Hayes stable have a great record in this race. It was an old man back in the day, but the Hayes brothers have trained a winner recently. I think it was Little Bros.
Yeah, at Sandown.
A few years ago. I just thought this race, anything could win. I'm going with a roughie.
Pegs?
I like it. I'm going to go with the Playwright, trained by Gay and Adrian. Obviously, Gay Waterhouse, Adrian Bott. I think what we've seen is that once she gets to the top of the straight, she's fairly eager. And in a few of her races thus far, she's been caught out a couple of times. The good thing is she draws absolutely perfectly. Coming in, she draws barrier 3, I think, coming into Caulfield, which will help. Regan Bayliss is aboard. He's ridden her 3 out of her 4 starts, winning the Group 3 Wooden Stakes last start. So I think he's got a clear bit of rapport with his horse. Coming down the straight, he'll hopefully be able to sort of conserve that energy. And I think it's $13 is the
$13.80.
$13.80 is what I got. So it's a really, really good value. It's certainly worth an each way look.
I might have a tickle on Devil Knight at $13.20. Again, barrier 2. I'm looking for things just to sit in behind the speed and just do absolutely no work. The Oakleigh Plate, if we could find a race that's any tougher than the Blue Diamond, we have found it. With your current favourite, I don't even know his favourite at the moment. This market is all over the joint.
Estriella,
$4.85, but she's bulletproof with Boom Bet this morning into $4.45 favourite. If you would have given me $20 and said she's bulletproof is going to be favourite in a Group 1, I would have taken that money and laughed at you.
Yeah, it's a very nice horse, but I'm not sure I could back it at those odds. I'd rather be on Ray Magnerio each way. Incredibly consistent for a horse with his pattern. Barrier 5 looks perfect for him, just to be smothered up with cover. Another race where you probably want to be just in behind them around midfield and conserving energy. We've seen him produce what is a very big motor, plenty of occasions. Loves Caulfield too, so at double figure odds or around double figures, I think he's a terrific each way play.
Ray really falls into the category of love to own. 18 starts, 8 wins, 7 placings, 830 grand in money. Just turns up and has just kept on going, and he spells on the float.
Yep.
And Peg, you're with the toppy.
Correct. I'm me in the Oakleigh Plate. She draws beautifully, and her prior form would suggest 1,100 metres is definitely the sweet spot, especially first up. Last campaign, she saluted both over that same trip. Personally, I think she's definitely overs in this field and would encourage punters to have a bit of an each-way tickle there.
Nash lobbing for 1 ride.
Probably the right call to scratch last week too.
Yes.
Given the way.
Yeah.
It was very tough for leaders, particularly down the straight.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. All right, with that being said, we do need to get into the best bets of the week, and because there is plenty of racing going on. Lamby, your best bet, you're going with a class filly returning.
I am indeed. I thought about going Mr. B, but even money, it's a little bit cowardly. So I'm going with Treasure of the Moment, race 5 at better odds. Recent jump out says 5th, but zoomed late, was actually in front, not too far past the post. Very strong through the line. Covered extra ground there too. So I think she's primed for a big first up run. Easily the best credentialed horse in the race. And I think the distance is short of her best, but when you go through her record, she won by 4 lengths over 1,300 in her first prep and was a soft winner over this trip when second up last campaign. So she oozes quality, and I'm not sure the others in this field do.
Your next best comes up in the first, and from our friends at Boombet, there's been some early money for this horse.
Yeah, a horse that Xavier mentioned before, Pondalowie, race 1, number 3. If it is as windy as they predict and it's into the horse's faces in the straight, I think this race sets up really nicely for this horse who maps to stalk a hot speed. Only has 52 kilos thanks to Jet Stanley's claim, and close second to the smart Niance over this trip. 3-back is an excellent form reference. I got a big opinion of that horse.
And we already know what your value bet is.
Ray Magnerio for the reasons outlined earlier.
Pegs, your best bet comes up against Lamby. I feel like there's a coffee bet coming here once again.
Yeah, an Irish coffee. Race 5, number 2. I'm with 2 Darn Lizzie taking on Treasure of the Moment. I love Treasure of the Moment. Fantastic horse, a fantastic trainer, but I think, like we mentioned before, I just think 1,400 metres probably not her trip now.
We talked this out in the office yesterday.
Yeah, she's a true stayer, in my opinion. I mean, winning Group 1 at 2,500 metres, you'd think so. But yeah, comparatively speaking, and looking at the rest of the field, I think 2 Darn Lizzie is probably a horse that just has the most class in this race. Not knocking Treasure of the Moment, just talking about trip here. Treasure of the Moment, like I mentioned, she's an incredible filly, but just a staying type. I'm just praying 2 Darn Lizzie doesn't hit her peak too early as she's done previously. But I think having that sort of leading tactic, Caulfield's quite accommodating to that.
Yeah, well, she's a winner over the track and distance in the 1,000 Guineas Prelude, so I don't mind that whatsoever. Your next best, you're going with a stayer resuming who I was pretty sure was retired. She mustn't have gotten foal.
Race 10, number 1, Deny Knowledge. Now, we know what she can do over 2,000 metres, especially at Group 1 level. She enjoys the trip around Caulfield. First up at this distance will be interesting. I was thinking maybe 1,800 metres first up.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough. But you know what? If the Freedmans think she's ready, then who the hell are we to argue? Interesting to see she's also nominated for the All-Star Mile, Queen of the Turf, Sydney Cup, and Queen Elizabeth Stakes. So it'll be interesting to see where she heads this prep.
They definitely know where. Yeah, mile to 3,200. They know where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your best value, we've already know what it is.
Yes, I am me. Rewind to see the reasons below.
We get across to Rosehill where I'm punting on the day. The track is 5-metre rail. We're on a good surface at the moment. Best bet comes up in race number 5. It's the Millie Fox over 1,300 metres. Set weights and penalties for the fillies and mares with a toppy, Macarena for Team Hawks and Tyler Schiller. Look, first up record, she hasn't won as of yet, but you have a look at some of the races that she's running. She's been really thrown in the deep end and has been absolutely stitched up with some barriers throughout her career. She was beaten a length and a bit in the Golden Eagle last preparation. She beat Amelia's Jewel and Arctic Glamour in the Golden Pendant over the 1,400 metres last preparation, and she dead set jogged around in her most recent trial. On weights and scales here, she's a 109 rater against a bottom weight of 54 kilos who's a 70 or 63 rater. So she should be getting some ridiculous amounts, like about 26 kilos just off the top of my head with that math. She should be giving Hinge 2 kilos. On weights and penalties, she is a dead set weighted certainty. Pretty keen on her to get the job done. Now that I've said that, good luck at the $2.25 Macarena. Next best comes up in the final event of the day, race 10, number 5. She's an A-lister for Bjorn and Jason Collett. If this was the Toyota Forklifts handicap, not the Shandon handicap, you'd just be backing up the truck here for She's an A-lister. Really good winner first up, was really well backed. She was $6 in the morning, ended up starting about $2.90 there. Now, the only knock on her is that she's had 4 goes at Rosehill, yet to run a place. So I'm hoping that she can break that Rosehill duck. But the way that she ran first up after the good trials coming in, it suggested to me that she is back. She may be an autumn horse because, let's be honest, she was just plain awful in the spring. Shout out to one of the owners, Darren Falvey, one of our very own here at the team. He is very nervous about the Rosehill duck, but he's quietly confident.
Well, he got the big odds last week.
Yeah, he's known for taking the big odds and not tipping it, Falv. So there's your warning. Please tip the horses to us.
GoPro and Falvs if the horse wins.
All bets would be off. And my value bet comes up in the Parramatta Cup. It is a race number 7. I'm with number 10. Kinesiology. He's back. He was good first up, so I'm really willing to give him another chance second up from a spell here. Currently 950 and 280. There's been a bit of money around for him. He was good enough first up to suggest to me that maybe Waller put some speed in him. He didn't look like he had any in him when all the boom was on him in the spring.
He can do that, Waller.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do that.
Yeah. Second up to the 1,900 metres looks to suit. Reece Jones, barrier 4, 53 kilos. I think he gets a good run just behind them on the speed. And if he's rocketing home there, he does look like he'll be on track for a race like the Tancred or the Sydney Cup. Waller has targeted this race before. Did win it first up last year with a horse that Pegs knows quite well.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
More felons. Anyway, let's hope kinesiology can get the job done.
I was saying Donnelly joking because
it
was a favourite.
Well, Diamil was the John O'Shea horse.
Yeah, good.
Same ownership connection.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Unfortunately bottled.
But that is the Rosehill set.
Great night though. Trumpet me.
Yeah, he's talked up that night many a time. He's actually barred from the races by Charlie Duckworth.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was I was like, I was at the pub watching it, and we were all, me and my mates all loaded up on Dime, and then one of my mates, without sort of telling, he's like, oh, well, more fans around the Melbourne Cup, so it was $33, so he put like a little each way.
Yeah.
Didn't tell us. Anyway, more felons come in, and obviously I cheered because I was like happy for the old man, and then he's cheering. He's like,
bleeping, bleep, bleep, bleep.
Bleep. I got up. How good. There's this stat that I told Charlie I hadn't really been on track for a winner in a long time. And then he texted me sort of like the date of the Sydney Cup and was like, where are you going to be on this date?
Not Randwick.
And I was like, I won't be at the track. He's like, thank God, Chris Waller Racing will pay for your tab at the bar or something just to keep you off course.
Imagine that. You're that bad luck you are banned from the track.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good little one there. All right, let's get into the yays or nays this week. Of course, fair bit going on last week, and it's something that does need to be discussed because the yay or nay is there a place in the racing community for conversations about jockeys when they are in or out of form? Yay or nay? Lammy?
Yay. I don't want to get into the actual McAvoy ride that's been done to death, but as a general statement, as long as it's not abusive or threatening, I don't really like the narrative that we as punters aren't in a position to be critical of rides or jockeys. I get that it's a dangerous job, but they do choose to do it. No one's strapped to a saddle and forced to ride fast horses for a living. So they know the risks as well as the very rich rewards. I just hate the line, how many winners have you ridden, or why don't you ride it then, when people in this industry, media types, are critical of rides or say a jockey's out of form. I know other athletes cop it just as bad.
Probably worse.
Yeah, I mean, look at guys like Fraser McGurk and Constas recently, the stuff they cop on social media. I just think racing is probably ultra sensitive as an industry compared to other elite sports, because being a jockey you're an elite athlete.
Yeah. Considering all the work that you have to do to get your body in that condition, then also to steer a 600 kilogram animal running at about 60,
I don't
70
think they're
Ks.
above criticism.
No.
Because they certainly take all the praise, which they get a lot of as well.
It's a professional sport. And if you are a professional athlete and statistically you are out of form or you produce a bad day, bad ride, whatever it be, there is a place in the world for criticism of that and discussion about that. Personal attacks and threats are absolutely not on, but an overall critique of performance is allowed. Now,
it's an opinion.
It also annoys me though when the nuffies who are abusive or threatening, that gets lumped in with the people who actually give, measured, critical.
Well, you see some blokes out there. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to throw them under the bus, but you see them be like, so and so's going at 6% for their last 100 rides, overall careers 12. That says you are out of form. So I think that is fine, pointing out those things, or if pointing out that you've made a bad decision, and the thing is, you don't know in the moment those decisions, they're split-second decisions, but it's the same in a game of footy. You have a look like last year, Swans GWS final. I can't remember who the GWS player was. Kicked it to a 2-on-1, had a split-second decision, kicked it to a 2-on-1 thing with one Giants player against two Swans. Swans go down the other end, kick a goal, puts them in front, Swans win the game. If he takes an extra second and, chooses the short option he had on, Giants probably win that game. You go, that was a bad decision. It's probably cost you the game, but we move on. The constant you can't ride, you don't know how to ride is just a bit been done to death. We should be able to do it. Anyway, the Golden Slipper winner, we talked about it long.
No, yeah. But I was going to say my piece, and then you jumped in. Yay.
Thank you.
Proceed.
The Golden Slipper winner is in the Silver Slipper this Saturday. Yay or nay?
Handball to old mate here, given he didn't.
Yeah, you're up.
Well, the number one was one I was really eager to talk about, but I'll just go frolic myself. The Golden Slipper winner is in the Silver Slipper. Yes. Yay. Woden.
Oh, okay. He's called it.
Grouse.
I'm going to say yay. I don't know who it is yet. Woden obviously is the top seed, but of course, hashtag narrative coming from the previous point. Karen McAvoy on Woden from barrier 11 of 11. Karen McAvoy's ridden Golden Slipper winners. He knows how to ride good horses. One bad day doesn't make a career. I'm sure he'll bounce back.
That's right.
I'm keen on Wester Swindon, though. Ever since the Golden Gift, he's been my number one seed, but these Wooten Bassets, they go okay.
Oh, they're not bad, yeah.
I'm yay, but I'm not diving into Woden this week.
Yep.
But I don't think the winner is going to come from the Blue Diamond. I don't think that's going to be the form reference. It'll be from the Silver Slipper.
And Bell Mercy has gone like a rocket, and Gay Waterhouse has absolutely unequivocally declared North of England your Golden Slipper winner. So there's...
Never done that before.
No, she hasn't. And finally, we haven't mentioned him, which is interesting. Broadsiding's reputation is at stake this preparation. Yay or nay?
Yay. It might sound harsh when you put it like that, but he does have the chance to go from gun juvenile, which he was, to proper open age star this prep. People will say third in the Cox Plate, but let's be honest, that was a one-act affair. He was beaten 10 lengths that
and then
day.
He was smashed at his next start.
Yeah, so if he can take a big scalp this autumn, then the hype is justified, but he still needs to do it.
I agree with you there, Lammy, but at the same time, it's a pretty generalised statement. Broadsiding's reputation is at stake this preparation. Every horse's reputation is at stake this preparation. Like, in saying that, he is a quality horse. To be honest with you, I'm a massive question mark.
Just on him in general?
No, just on the fence with this. But I'm sort of leaning to what Lamby is saying in regards to, stepping up from getting to that late 3-year-old stage now, going to be racing in a lot more open races. It'll be interesting to see how he's going to go coming up against the big boys. Yes, lost by 10 lengths in the Cox Plate, but he beat another field of pretty handy horses in doing that as well.
Yeah, I'm a yay because before the preparation, he was talked up as the second coming. Won the Golden Rose first up, which is great. He's got the Group 1 as a 3-year-old. Disappointed in the Cox Plate. Well beaten. Disappointed in the Caulfield Guineas. Was solid enough in the Cox
Caulfield
Plate.
Guineas, yeah.
And end of prep run in the 2,000 metre race. Was he in the mile? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. He needs to come back, win the Randwick Guineas, and then be competitive in a Queen Elizabeth. He has to win a Group 1 this preparation for his reputation to be, hey, he was a glamour 2 and 3-year-old. Because I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to see him after 3.
Maybe that that gets touched on a point. I think our point more recently, last few weeks ago. Are we too eager on them earlier on? Like, did we overhype Broadsiding
This is a horse
too much?
that's won 3 Group 1s.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not overhyping.
Yeah,
It's like he's won 3 Group 1s.
Just got higher expectations.
One of them was the JJ Atkins.
Yeah, true. That's true. All right, that is us done.
Queensland.
It's a good Group 1. Chris Wallace used it as many a time to platform a superstar. Anyway, that is us done and dusted this week on Hold All Tickets. Of course, thank you to our sponsors, BoomBet. Great fixed odds, more value and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. Thank you, Lammy.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Pegs.
No dramas.
Mr. 5 votes.
Yeah, I know. Got to try and sort myself out this week. That was a bit disappointing. Anyway, follow Punters on all of our platforms, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. We do have a Racing Victoria series coming up as well, similar to what we did in spring. So that'll be up and going in the next few weeks. I'm headed to the Dedarang picnics this week to check out a day at the races there. So
This Saturday.
What's
the temp for Dedarang?
About 36. It's going to be a warm day there, so we'll see how the locals and everyone that flows in. I've heard it is like an iconic picnic meeting.
Staying down there that night.
I'm going to Wodonga Friday night. I'm coming home Saturdays. I got some family things to attend to Sunday, so I won't be able to get stuck in, but I'll be able to.
Family things to attend to Wagga Wagga?
No.
Oh.
So I'll see what the festivities are like, and I will look to enjoy myself out there. But that is coming your way.
And we've got to get a rating. Do a little, like schooner scorer here, but it's pie scorer here.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll be going to the Beechworth Bakery. 100% that'll be done. But of course, we are done and dusted this week on Hold All Tickets. Check out our social platforms for all of that fun stuff coming your way. But we will catch you next week for more Group 1 racing.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.